Hello YouTube, Speedrobo here with another episode of Vanguard Basics. Today we're doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to be talking about shuffling and proper shuffling technique. But why is this important? Why am I doing a Vanguard Basic episode on shuffling? Well, it's because shuffling is a huge and very important part of Vanguard that's mostly overlooked. Whether you think about it or not, you're shuffling a lot in this game, almost more than any other card game. And that's just how the mechanics of this game work. Heck, in Neo Nectar, there's a card that gets a power bonus when you shuffle your deck. So that's why I'm going to be talking about proper shuffling. Now, remember, before you start shuffling your deck, you're going to want to sleeve it in some nice sleeves. Protecting your cards is very important. I recommend Ultra Pro's matte. Ultra Pro matte. Very nice sleeve, reasonably priced, and it'll protect your cards, and the sleeve will hold up for a long time. So if it's an Ultra Pro and it's got the solid color here, and the front's a little bit glossy, like not completely clear, that's the kind of sleeve you want. It's my recommendation. So, starting off, I'll just start with my basic shuffle. This is what I normally do when I'm shuffling my deck mid-game. You want to take about 1/5 of your deck and leave it in your hand. Then take the rest of your deck and put it like that, in about fifths. So you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Then, cut your deck and slide the cards in between each other. I recommend doing that pretty gently and trying to fan out the cards as much as possible when sliding them together, because if you don't do it carefully, you can damage and bend the edges, even if they're sleeved. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cut, slide. And that's my normal shuffle. So do it fast and it looks something like this. And then at the end sometimes I'll do something like that, where cut, half, half, cut. And that'll get your deck pretty well shuffled. Do this about 5 times and your cards will be pretty well shuffled. Last time, just for review, and you're good. Next, this one's pretty basic, pretty obvious, but it's good for shuffling your deck. I usually do this at the start of games as my initial shuffle or my secondary shuffle post-mulligan, because it does a really good job mixing up the cards. Now it's kind of slow, but it'll get the job done. What you do is you take your deck and deal it out into 5 piles. I call this the pile shuffle. And then you just stack the piles together, and there you go. Now, one other thing you can do to make sure they're a little bit more mixed up is do 1 or 2 of the basic shuffle I just showed you. And you now have a well-shuffled deck. Now the last kind of shuffle I'm going to show you today is my super shuffle. I call it the Diva shuffle because I play Bermuda Triangle. So what you do is, well, what this is used for is after you've been working on your deck and you have it all divided out by grade. Now, clearly, you can't just stack them together and call it good. You have to shuffle them, and you have to shuffle them really, really well to make sure they're all mixed up, so you don't get unfortunate clumps of triggers and start off with a hand of 5 grade zeros. So here's what I do. I start off by laying out all of my grade 3s. just like that. Then I take my grade zeros, lay down a layer of zeros. Then I take my grade ones, put down a layer of grade ones. Next comes a layer of twos. And then repeat, starting with the zeros, until you have no more cards left. Now take the piles, stack them together, and do a basic shuffle. You might want to do the basic shuffle 2 or 3 times. And you now have a properly shuffled, well-mixed deck after just taking it apart, dividing it by grades, and working on it. I do this every single time I'm finished working on my deck. This has been Speedrobo. Thank you for watching.